The most dramatic moment of this basketball season took place here in Durham, North Carolina, 6 weeks ago.
Loose. Kensville's got it. They've got a timeout. They don't use it. Made! Yes! The Lumberjacks have done it!
Despite the last-second upset and the absence of Zion's show-stopping dunks, Duke basketball is a national title contender once again. After an opening night win against Kansas and a convincing road victory over Michigan State in East Lansing, Mike Krzyzewski has his team positioned in the top 5 once again. Tonight, the Blue Devils look to continue their dominant ACC play against a Wake Forest team that came within inches of an upset a year ago. A busy day of ACC basketball concludes next at Cameron Indoor Stadium. It could be a history-making night at Cameron Indoor, an arena that has seen so much as the Duke Blue Devils try to make Wake Forest their 900th all-time victim here. Duke number 2 in the nation. Many believe they are even better than that. Thanks for being with us tonight here in Durham, everybody. I'm Dave O'Brien, my partner Jordan Cornette. It has been a wild and wacky day inside the ACC with a slew of upsets, not only in the conference, Jordan, but around the country. And you may recall last season in March, Wake Forest came right here to Cameron Indoor and almost got out of here with an upset win.
Don't be surprised, OB, if you're in a similar scenario this evening. A less superior team in terms of talent, Wake Forest is, sure, but we've seen how this day's played out. And we also got to understand that this is a Wake Forest team, very competitive, plays with an edge. Duke better be ready to protect their home floor right out of the gates.
Yeah, and we'll see how much that loss last year really stuck in the craw of Wake Forest as we look down on the floor here tonight. Going to be interesting to see how the youngsters respond for Wake Forest as well. Duke with that 1-2 punch of Vernon Carey Jr. and Trey Jones.
That is a pretty dynamic duo, as impressive as any, not just in the conference, but in the country. Vernon Carey with his back to the basket, heavily productive. But it starts with the point guard, Trey Jones. He sets the table so the big fella can eat. Let me show you, OB, let me show you the world how Jones gets it done. It's elite vision that starts this whole thing off. In the open floor, most especially where Duke thrives, but where these two players thrive. Eye contact. Carey makes the eye contact with Jones, and it's magnetic, and then they produce. Jones finds the lone place where Carey can catch it away from the defense. Punctuation, efficient in the open floor. Now let's look at a half-court setting. It's not just about the big fella carving out space to get the ball. It's the passing angle from Jones. Eye contact once again, defensively. Jones threads the needle to the one place that Carey can catch it, keeping it away from the defense. Punctuation once again. It's a beautiful thing with these two.
Well, the Duke Blue Devils, the starting unit being announced here in their blue uniforms tonight, special uniforms as they bid for that 900th victory in this arena. Of course, they've blown way past 900 wins as a program. Now, head coach Danny Manning and Wake Forest, they have a tough night ahead, obviously, but a win would mean their first here at Cameron Indoor since the days of Tim Duncan in 1997.
Oh, don't get me talking about history. Not with what we just saw at Chapel Hill this afternoon. Clemson, for the first time ever, going in there and beating Carolina on their home floor. Anybody can get it. I'm sure that has Duke on red alert here, blue alert, if you will, because Wake is ready and eager for this stage.
Well, they're going to need a big night from top scorer Brandon Childress to pull it off. 16 points per game. His dad was an outstanding player at Wake Forest back in the day as well.
Coach Manning has asked a heck of a lot of his senior guard, and at every turn, Childress has delivered. Well, this stage, Coach Manning's going to be asking even more of his senior guard, and that's because Sean D. Brown, with that lower leg injury, will not be playing in this matchup. So that Duke defense will key in on Agent Zero right there, because Brown will not be there to pick up the slack.
Childress has said, by the way, that he's never won here. Nearly happened last March. He's told the freshman coming in here for the first time, you've never experienced anything like this. Nothing like the atmosphere of this building.
Yeah, and you got to, as I'm listening to UOB, you know how the younger generation is. It's all about what these young kids get to wear. those Duke uniforms, they're not traditional, so some may not like it. But I got to say, kudos to those. I love the Navy look on the Blue Devils.
All right, set to go. The opening tip. Wake Forest and the Duke Blue Demons, and it's tipped around and controlled eventually by the Demon Deacons, who are turning it over a lot, 15 times per game, trying to clean that up. Johnson up top. He'll try and drive it for the first basket of the night and seal off. Duke is playing great defense, certainly in the early going this season. And a big rebound by Cassius Stanley, 6'6" freshman who has been so impressive. Up top for Jones, no call of play for the Blue Demons. Devils, and on the jump shot, that'll switch in from the corner by Trey Jones.
And with everything that Trey Jones gives you defensively, a distributor can produce at 33% from the three-point line. When he adds that to the repertoire, he's a dangerous, dangerous man.
Childress hitting only about 30% beyond the three-point line, but they need him to take a lot of shots, a high-volume shooter.
Look at the defense.
Lucius will swing it. White from three, no. And rebounded away by Carey Jr. He's on down 9 a game. That one's going to run. Quick start for the Duke Blue Devils. 5 points right out of the gate by Trey Jones.
This Duke team takes cues from Jones. He is locked in from the tip.
White trying the baseline. Flips that for the corner and swished in by Torrey Johnson. His three-pointer on the money.
That's huge. White being aggressive on the dribble drive, collapsing that defense. Once they converge, it allows the look from Johnson on the baseline. Beautiful offense.
Jones coming in, averaging 14 points and 7 assists per game. That jumper, nothing but net by Matthew Hurt, who's hitting 41% from three-point land. And Duke off to a very quick start. Johnson getting across midcourt. Wake lost a couple of bigs early. That one's going to be switched in for 2. They lost a couple of very physical big men early they could really use on a night like tonight.
And in this environment, when it's as ruckus as it is, you got to lean on a 6-year guy like Johnson to deliver some plays, and he has early.
Jones will swing the pass underneath. Tough catch, but that's going to rattle in by Jordan Goldwire, the 6'2" junior. His first bucket. Duke on top 10-5 in the early moments.
AOB for a conference that has been plagued with inefficient offense. It's on full display here early in camera.
Airborne shot that'll barely nick the iron by Childress. Give you a look at Coach K now in his 45th season as the head coach. 0 let up in the standards or the expectations for Coach K. 1,146 career wins and counting in a legendary career.
If you ask me right now, he's got a very good opportunity to add that 6th title with this edition of the Blue Devils in 2020.
Jones, the hot hand, not this time. Rebound tipped a couple of times and controlled by Hurt. And a second effort, but knocked away on the theft. On the attack, Childress. And he's denied. Duke stuffs him. Goldwire on the attack. Hurt will lift. He can't hit. Terry Jr. back up short. Boy, man, are they fighting underneath. Hurt for 2. Relentless on the glass. Duke on top 12-5.
You got to get Sarr in the game. You got to get the big fella. You need a 7-footer.
Around and off the iron by Johnson. But a real nice start by the 6'9" freshman Matthew Hurt.
Oh man, he's got a unique set of skills. Known as a sharpshooter, banging in the trenches, all Duke girl.
ACC Network Basketball is brought to you by Zaxby's. Hand-breaded chicken and fresh ingredients made to order only at Zaxby's. Randolph Childress was one of many last-second shots. 1995 here at Cameron Indoor. Game winner with 6 seconds to go. A 62-61 victory. Of course, now on the bench as a member of the Wake Forest coaching staff. I think you'd put that staff in a pickup game against any in America right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Childress looks like he's still got some minutes left in him. Absolutely. But I know as much as a coach, he's proud of what Brandon, his son, has been doing and has done in his career. He's also even more proud as a father for the challenges that come with following the shadows of a guy like Randolph Childress, one of the all-time greats in his conference. Brandon has carved out an incredible career of his own. Want to be very proud of him.
And together, the highest-scoring father-son duo in the history of the ACC. Johnson gets a second one to go down, and he has all the Wake Forest points to this juncture of the game, 12-6. Duke off to a very impressive start.
Really curious to watch Carey down low versus James Banks of Georgia Tech. He struggled at times with that length and athleticism. Saar at 7 feet can present some of those same challenges. Here's the matchup.
Carey Jr. with a short jumper, and he's hit on the elbow. That was with 4 on the shot clock. As he is hit by Saar, he picks up his first foul. Talking about Danny Manning, now in his 6th year as head coach for Wake Forest, one of the greatest college players of all time. Would not mind if this became a foul shooting contest because his team can hit him at the line. They're very good there.
It's a big part of what they do. Nearly 26% of their scoring comes from the charity stripe.
Carey Jr. makes 62%. He gets to the line a lot. He is Duke's leading scorer and rebounder at 18 and 9 per contest.
That's Wake's first rebound of the game, I believe.
That'll be blocked out of the air by Hurd, who got up there. The freshman who was playing really well in the early minutes.
And this is why I've been so impressed. A specialist is a shooter, but he's in the trenches. He's actually guarding there, but he creates no giveaway that allows Carey help side to provide the ball.
Stolen away by Goldwire. One-on-one with Childress, and he'll beat him for the lay-in. Give him 4 points, 15-6. Already the ascent's a danger zone for Wake Forest.
This cannot be a game in the open floor. Duke's defense is keyed some transition. If that's the theme, Wake has no chance.
Saar straight on man. Did they need that with a three-pointer? To make it 15-9, his first 3 points of the game.
They're looking for an advantage for the Demon Deacons. That's the matchup. Saar can make Carey dance uncomfortably defensively on the perimeter.
Stanley trying to answer, and he does way downtown. He's 43% out there. Doesn't take a ton of them. That was just his 29th, but he makes them.
Yeah, how about the highlight film game he had versus Georgia Tech down the stretch? Those alley-oop dunks, a high flyer, very skilled offensively.
Lucius with a handoff for Childress, try to get it inside. Duke been so good on the defensive end this season. Bats it right back out. Dipsy-do, but it won't fall there for Trey Jones.
Great outlet.
Jones trying to catch it there, but a whistle and a foul before that shot. 18-9 Blue Devils.
And this is what you cannot have happen. Jones finds himself in a precarious spot. Jordan Goldwire earns his minutes with his defensive leadership. And then Cassius Stanley showing he's not just an athlete, an incredibly skilled piece to the pie for the Duke Blue Devils. That one was from deep.
That's kind of scary when he's nailing those after the dunk show he put on against Georgia Tech.
But that's what I'm so impressed with. You talk about the high percentage he shoots a three. He doesn't take a lot of them. His selection allows for him to be as efficient as he is.
Childress trying to get going. They put 2 bodies on him. And that's going to force a turnover as he travels with it.
Childress needs to understand they're going to be throwing those doubles coming from all different directions. He needs to be aware when one comes, there's a pass to be made for a scoring opportunity.
Duke really clicking on both ends of the floor here. Getting it downstairs here to Delorier, and that's a traveling violation. Second turnover for the Blue Devils. 6'10" senior giving that one away. This is a very deep Duke team as well. Coach K talked a lot around his shoot-around today about the depth, even with the loss of Wendell Moore Jr., who was out after hand surgery.
And Moore playing the third most minutes on this Duke team. It's a big loss.
Massoud can't connect from three-point territory.
Stanley wanted that one, Obi.
He thought about it.
He wanted it. He's feeling it. And it goes back to that selection. Takes the great one.
Jones right at the foul line. The rebound comes free. Right on the baseline. No whistle on the play. And rebounded away by Wake. O'Connell got in there and plucked it away. And another whistle and a foul against Duke.
And there's more on the bench right there, Obi. We talked about it. Third most minutes on this team. But he provides elite athleticism on that perimeter. When he's in there with those other guards like Stanley, like Jones, even Goldwire, their defense is at another level. Now it's an Alex O'Connell, and that's no knock on him, but it's a different level of athleticism when Moore is in the lineup that they miss.
He's just in the game, and that one blocked out of the sky. Delorier with good defense. Wake with a man down on the other end of the floor. That's Sarr, slow to get back into play. Flying into the lane, O'Connell, and a whistle with 12:43 to go in the half. And he's down and in some pain. Alex O'Connell, 6'6" junior on Roswell, Georgia. Heath will pick up his first foul on that effort.
He went to the rim with a purpose there. No regard for a potential landing, and he came down very hard.
And not getting up yet. Well, he did land very hard on that side, maybe around the hip area.
Hate to see it.
And rolling over on his back now, but again, he is in some pain. The junior has been scuffling with the shot so far this year. Only 28% beyond the three-point line, but getting some early minutes and getting right into the fray here. Nice to see him just getting into a seated position. And now on his feet.
Just from the early look of it, OB, as he's able to move on his own accord, this is one that kind of hurts now. Tomorrow hurts a lot more.
I'm going to take your word for it.
Yeah.
I would bet a lot more. Coach K making sure he's all right. We were watching the shoot-around today for the Duke Blue Devils. We saw both teams go through their run-throughs on the day. And when you see Mike Krzyzewski in action, you know, despite all the wins in the national championships, all trips to the Final Four, it's no surprise why year after year after year they are able to meet these incredibly high expectations.
It's the level of attentiveness, which you don't really see across the landscape of college sports because you're talking about 18 to 22-year-olds. The attention span is, there's something left to be desired, but when Coach K speaks, the eyes are locked in on Coach. You can tell they're absorbing the game plan, and that's why they ultimately go out there and execute it. There's no joking around. There's no playfulness between the players. They are in there to improve in that shoot-around. They are in there to get better. They're in there to take what they learned there and go out there and play the game.
Delorier to shoot those foul shots because O'Connell could not continue on the floor. 19-9, Duke up by 10. Joey Baker in the game, 6'7" sophomore. So a lot of guys getting in, showing off that depth for Coach K. That pass is tipped. Shot clock down to 11. And it's going to be a traveling violation by Ismail Massoud. Another turnover. It is already 5 for Wake Forest. We were talking to Danny Manning about that. He said, yeah, of course I'd love to get the turnovers down. 15 a game is too high. At this point in the season, he's doing what he can. They have 5 turnovers, 3 field goals. From the corner, Baker. Yes, he swishes it in. The three-pointer. He makes 42%.
And that's huge for Baker. 1 of 11 from the three-point line in his last 4 games. Everyone remembers the 22 versus Wofford, and he's gone kind of silent since. Big for his confidence.
Well, Wake in dire need of an answer. Sarr provides that with a jump shot. Remember now, he's 7 feet. Wake's #1 rebounder. Getting him a couple of key baskets here.
It's a matchup they got to explore more. Make these bigs for Duke defend him on the perimeter because of the skill set that Sarr has. Make them guard him on the outside.
Alley-oop catch and another basket for the Duke Blue Devils on a pretty play. Delorier is getting some important minutes here early.
Find ways to get Sarr back in a pick and roll scenario. He can pick and pop. Makes Delorier make decisions. Ball's got to be in a big fella's hands.
Mention foul here against the Duke Blue Devils with 11:11 to go in the first half.
The alley-oops are usually Stanley on the catch. This time the distributor, Delorier, the finisher.
And next Saturday we have an ACC Network Hoops doubleheader for you. First at 1 Eastern, it's number 10 FSU taking on Miami. Then at 8 Eastern time, number 18 Virginia on the road against Georgia Tech in Atlanta. Virginia going down in overtime to Syracuse today. Both games right here on the ACC Network. 7 different players have already scored for the Duke Blue Devils tonight.
There's that balance, and when you have a healthy Wendell Moore, you got 10 guys. 9 playing for Duke, 7 already scoring. It can overwhelm the opponent.
Doing that so far. Wake trying to get a run going. Goldwire went for the steal, came up empty there, and that one kicked away with 6 on the shot clock.
Georgia Tech was able to really have Duke in a position where you didn't know where the game was going to go because of the edge and aggression they played with on both sides of the floor. These Wake guards on the catch and even the forwards got to get in position, look to drive that thing, challenge this aggressive defense with an aggressive offense.
Sarr's been a hot hand, tried to hand it off, bobbled a bit here by Childress, who's been real quiet. Tried to heave that one up there, would not have counted anyway. Shot clock violation. 6 turnovers now for Wake.
On these ball screens, Duke is blitzing the ball screens, meaning the guy who is defending the screener is showing hard on the handler to have him in retreat dribble mode as opposed to that aggressive nature that I'm calling for, driving towards the basket.
Excellent defensive work again by the Duke Blue Devils. They're holding opponents to 29% from 3. They've held 6 consecutive opponents to below 65 points.
Great movement.
Carry off the double. 7 to get off the shot. Threw it to midcourt. Jones with the save, but threw it away. Back over to Childress it goes.
Here's that double. Goldwire.
Gets the pass off. Nice give for the stuff. Mucius with his first basket. Their first points in the paint.
Now, Childress got lucky. He was also cool under pressure, but he allowed that double team in a bad spot, able to rip through and deliver, but the success rate there is low.
Carry on the spin. That is off of Wake Forest, off the body of Sarr. Coach K, of course, with a record 97 NCAA tournament wins. Almost 100 wins for Mike Krzyzewski just in the NCAA tournament in his career. Goldwire off to Jones. They move it for Carey. Open shooter. And it's Baker again. They found the open man to swish in 3 more.
Starts with patient offense from Carey on the low block. Understood he didn't have his feet right. Didn't say, heck, I'm still going to the goal to finish. Kicked it back out. Allowed for the movement. Ultimately with a clean look.
Johnson on the drive and a blocking foul. Let's go back to the ball movement. By the way, Duke 5 out of 7 from beyond the 3-point line.
Look here, OB. Carey on the catch, didn't like his feet, kicks it out. And before I could finish talking, that ball's in Baker's hands being delivered to the rim with a clean 3-point look. Hard to guard because they keep that defense shifting.
Matthew Hurt just picked up his 2nd foul. Baker draining the long-distance jump shot. And so Torrey Johnson at the line where he's very, very good. He's 88%. And naturally,
that's on you.
Misses that one.
OB, that's on you.
Best foul shooter on the team. The team that leads the ACC in attempts and number 2 in shooting. He's 1 for 3 tonight. At the foul line, so a little off his game.
That's a broadcaster's jinx, though. I mean, you got to take some accountability here.
Absolutely not. If I were a little closer to the court, I might cop to that list.
I'm in full support there.
Takes 1 of 2. And he's got 7. So White in 27-14. They continue to go very deep down that bench. Jack White, the senior from Australia. Stanley trying to wriggle inside. Man, did he stick with it. And he drops in 2. Give him 5 points.
Gregory Hines would appreciate the footwork right there. Dancing around. Patient.
White trying to drive it. And that's going to be a foul on him. A little shove to get an opening. And Ted Valentine was right there, whistling him for his first foul.
It's a tough call, White. I got to take another look here. There was definitely an arm bar of some sorts. As Johnson has nothing, swings it over. I don't know about that.
You'd let that one go.
I don't think there's enough there.
You're very, very sharp as always tonight. That's going to be laid up and in on the basket by Vernon Carey. Well, you got your 3-hour nap today, so I expected you to be razor sharp.
I was back celebrating the 20-year anniversary of my state championship with some friends, and the good team that we had was not nearly as good as this Duke squad we're watching right now. That nap was glorious.
I'll bet it. I haven't had a 3-hour nap since I was 6, man.
Is that a nap or is that just sleeping?
That's sort of sleeping. I think that's a full-fledged night of sleep for a lot of people. Jones picks the rebound. Blue Devils in transition again, really trying to put the hammer down early. Carey Jr. Oh, is that pretty off the window? And Danny Manning needs a timeout. This one really starting to get away in a 9-1 run. Duke on top, 33-14, trying to make history at Cameron Indoor.
Duke absolutely rolling, and it's because of the efficiency of the offense and the leader of efficiency always, Vernon Carey. The dive guy, easy finish. He works hard before the catch to allow high percentage offerings like that one as well. Duke shoots 68% from the field, but this guy for the season, every time you see first, third, fourth in the conference ranking, you got to be pretty impressed with your body of work thus far in your freshman career.
Sure, a freshman from Los Angeles, recently turned 20 years old. Quick, a tremendous athlete. And continually improving. The coaches rave about that, how hard he works. Hard driving layup. Wake desperately needed that. 33-16. They coming in at 8-6, 1-3 in the conference. Duke 14-1, 4-0 in the ACC, and they continue to pour it on, scoring.
Wright might have to be one of those options for Coach Manning's squad. A high-level athlete can match the athleticism of this Duke defense and playing downhill and attacking.
Sorry with a misfire. Wake one and done. Victory tonight would be Duke's 900th all-time at Cameron Indoor, which just celebrated its 80th birthday. That one didn't touch a thing on the wing by Goldwire.
Oxygen.
Wright just into the game, pushes that one up to 2.
Two sequences where Wright has been able to get to the rim. There are times throughout the season where Duke has been vulnerable on the perimeter, keeping athletic guards in front. Wright might be the guy to continue to explore here in the first stanza to lessen the gap.
Sharon Wright, sophomore, trying to provide some energy. On the baseline, tough drive and a foul against Wake Forest. As Jack White gets knocked to the floor. He will be at the line, 6:34 to go. Sarr picking up number 2.
Jack White, shots.
Well, the senior from Australia looking to recover his shooting touch, which left him at this time about a year ago. He missed at one stage 28 consecutive three-point shots. The ACC network will have you covered from New Orleans for the national championship game on Monday. Packer and Durham kicking things off at 7 a.m. The Huddle crew at 6 p.m. Then a game at 8. And finally the Huddle back to break it all down with the post game.
I'll be down there with the fellas post game in New Orleans on the field in what I believe will be breaking down a Clemson win.
You and I both on board with that one. That Clemson is going to win that game in another national championship. We saw you both of us saw a lot of them this past season. That one's going to rattle in. White coming off the bench, giving them a lift. Everybody's hitting shots for Duke.
And that's when you talk about the buy-in, what allows a program to be successful. With the depth of Duke, Jack White plays 7 minutes versus Tech, comes out here as productive.
White with a turnover.
Trey Jones sets the table. In the transition game, most especially patient. The secondary trailing the play in the break is Jack White stepping in rhythm with momentum. A struggling shooter that increases the percentages infinitely.
So under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Baker drops in the basket. A sweet shot. Nothing but net. He has 8.
This is as sharp offensively as I've seen Duke this season.
41-18. And that one tipped off the hands in the end of Stanley like a stone skipping out of pond. And back over to Wake Forest it goes.
We could go do that today with the weather outside, huh?
Oh my.
Let's go find a pond and skip some of those rocks.
Hit like 74 degrees here today.
If I had a better body, I would have took my shirt off and gone for a run with it.
I just wish you wouldn't do that, but I think
I'm not going to.
It felt almost early summer-like here in Durham. Just lovely.
Try to paint the picture.
Massoud from the corner. He'll bury a three-pointer to make it a 41-21 game. White looking inside. Laurier will give it up. Shot clock at 13. Jones with a jumper. Sinks another one. But his shooting percentage is just off the charts here in the first half.
Came up a little bit with a limb, his ankle. Points down indicates that I think he wasn't happy with the defense coming down on him potentially there, but he's moving fine now.
And staying in. Duke, by the way, shooting 71%. Baker will pick up foul number 2. Take a look at his foot, bottom of the screen here.
Came down, it's hard to tell if he came down on the defender or if he just came down awkwardly on his own accord.
Torrey Johnson at the line. 6'3" grad from Chicago.
As I watch Duke, all I can think of is Jerry Rice, the look good to play good quote that he always used to talk about. I'm telling you, there's something to 18 to 22-year-olds being gifted these cool jerseys, a different look. It gives them a little bit more juice. It just simply does. As pedestrian as it may seem, I think that's why they come out a little bit with this energy.
And once again, Duke buckling down on the interior. They're going to get the basketball back here off Wake Forest in the end. And Laurier getting a lot of minutes here in the first half of productive minutes. 43 to 21. Ray Jones right in the thick of it. His brother Tyus, of course, led Duke to a national title in 2015. Duke bowed out before the Final Four last year. Trey said that played a major role in his returning and not testing the NBA waters. He wants so badly, a traveling violation here by White, to win a national championship like his brother did at Duke.
He's positioned himself nicely with the team they have currently and the way he's been playing. You asked me who I'd compare Trey to in terms of his game. I have to look directly to Tyus and what he meant to Duke and how they played the game. Trey brings a lot of the same attributes.
In the victory over Michigan State, he played all 40 minutes, 20 points, 12 assists, and 3 steals against a premier opponent. He was outstanding. Johnson. They come to double team him.
Some hard shows on the ball screens.
They'll drive the paint with their right hand. No. Tipped out of bounds, and Wake will have it with 7 on the clock. We'll take the break. Duke rolling 43-21.
Efficiency everywhere you look for the Duke offense, from beyond the arc as well, and it's been through movement. Carey finds Hurt. No respect for Stanley from that deep. He makes them pay, and then right here, everybody gets a touch. And it ends up with Joey Baker, arguably the best shooter on the roster, with an in-rhythm three-point shot.
Overall, Duke has hit 10 of their last 11 shots. Johnson went with a slam and came up empty. 43-21. The Blue Devils in complete command of this one. Jones shoveling the pass to Laurier off the window. Now Manning wanted a traveling violation.
I ain't mad at it.
45-21. Johnson in the paint. Massoud is off target. Another one and done for Wake Forest, who had a lot of hopes of coming in and hanging around and keeping this a game into the second half, but those are fast disappearing. And a reach and a foul on Childress, who's had a very, very rough first half.
It's just been this kind of night for Wake. Corey Johnson, I love the aggression in which he attacks that rim but can't convert it. And on the other end, Laurier. Let's see if he won. I mean, there's either a trick from Childress that created it. There was some sort of violation, whether it's travel or unfortunate foul from Childress. No whistle and a basket for Duke.
2:59 left in the first half at a jam-packed Cameron Indoor. When is it not? 464 consecutive sellouts here, including this one.
And the nice weather, yet still everybody wants to be indoors.
Yes.
Cameron indoor.
Stanley, shot clock winding down, fires it up there. Rebound up, and that one off the iron by Goldwire. And Duke will get another effort, 2:37 on the clock. Wake Forest is Duke's most frequently played rival as of this game. One more than against North Carolina. 252nd meeting. To be taken on North Carolina February 8th, right here at Cameron Indoor. Continues to get ugly for the Tar Heels. They blew a 10-point lead with about 2 minutes to go. And finally, Clemson beat them at Chapel Hill for the first time ever today.
Unbelievable. Again, not the history we thought we'd be celebrating in the conference today. Although, I have some people tell it, it's exactly the history they thought they'd be celebrating today.
Massoud with a pull-up jumper from the other side of the lane. Rebound tipped, and Childress comes away with it. Well, Wake looking for something positive to happen in the final moments of the first half. White hitting the deck.
He got the timeout.
And got the timeout with a minute 48 to play. 45-21 Duke. The ACC Network grants you an all-access pass into Miami women's basketball. 1-hour premiere Sunday at 8 o'clock Eastern right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Wake Forest 9 turnovers here in the first half, Jordan. Just 8 field goals, and have missed their last 6 shots.
Yeah, and this Duke defense has really honed in on taking away the head of the snake. Without Sean D. Brown in this one, full focus on Brandon Childress. They have not allowed him to get any daylight at all. 0 of 3 from the field, scoreless in the first half. And that's all I need to know to tell you that this is going to be lopsided out of the gates.
Wake hasn't scored in over 3.5 minutes. The swing for Carey underneath, trying to keep his feet. Up he goes. He'll be at the line to shoot 2. Son of an NFL lineman. 6'10" freshman with a world of talent, already with 7 double-doubles this season. Huge game against Cal, 31 points, 12 rebounds. Michigan State, 26 points, 13 rebounds. Against Miami, 11 for 14 shooting. And just starting his career. Stanley back on with 1:37 to go. As Jack White goes to the bench.
And albeit there's going to be a knock, that's probably the one that is of most primary concern. 62% from the charity stripe. He's going to leave a lot of money on the table there with how often he's going to be fouled, with how good he is on that low block.
Johnson hasn't poked away, but a reach-in foul by Carey. That'll be his first. 23 to go.
And that's hypothetically speaking, leaving money on the table, because let me tell you, that guy's going to make a lot of money someday playing at the next level.
He gets to the line a lot.
He does. He does. And that's something that can elevate you from being a good big man to one of the really special ones. If you can't even foul him, he'll still hurt you from the free throw line.
Johnson makes the first. As mentioned, 26% of Wake's points come at the free throw line. That's the second highest percentage in the country. They're trailing by an awful lot here in the first half. 45 to 23.
Can't worry about the scoreboard if you're the Deacons. Just got to continue to play, finish the half, don't worry about where the score is at. Continue to compete.
Jones with a pass. Goldwire didn't appear ready for that. Carey wanted back, tried to knock that off the window, but no.
Got a run, yeah, now what? Got right on the wing. Got numbers. Yeah. Johnson needs to say right there, I'm going to get to a spot, be ready to catch and shoot or attack a closeout. Lackadaisical in the approach causes the turnover, giving it back to Duke.
Double digits in turnovers. That's been a season-long problem. Tie up here with 52.8 to go. Johnson will pick up his first five.
Happy to get chippy right there. Obviously not any intent from Johnson as he just got tied up. But Trey Jones knows how to get a whistle. Like a legendary coach on the sidelines, he's going to get that respect or he's going to go get it his own way.
But the only thing that Duke hasn't done beautifully so far tonight is shoot foul shots at 3 for 8.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to take a step back, though, when we analyze a guy like Trey Jones and how beautiful he plays for Duke. He's a sophomore. It's unbelievable. Second-year guy.
Another free throw rattles out. Last seconds of the first half. For long stretches, the Blue Devils absolutely shooting the lights out against Wake Forest. Wright tried the scoop shot, but no, and whistled. Foul will go against the Blue Devils with 38.2 showing.
Wow, a good job carving out some space there for a second chance opportunity. That effort has him here with the position, puts points on the board.
Goldwire picked up the personal, the second. So Wake Forest at the line here. And down 45-23. Oklahoma wins that one back, but stolen right away by Jones.
O'Connell.
He'll drive it, scoop it, and miss, but he tipped his own miss in. Talk about savvy.
That's what a real distributor does. Distributes to himself when he has to.
47-23.
Look at the defensive pressure. O'Connell getting in, trading off to Stanley. Show from Carey. No advantage given.
And Johnson turns it over. O'Connell, Goldwire. Jones off the fake. The jumper. Got it! Right at the buzzer! What a finish. Well, they didn't miss much. Was that ever impressive? Duke racing off the court with a 49-23 lead over Wake Forest.
Trey Jones' first impression of the first half was solid. His lasting impression of the first half may have been better. And right here, just in transition, understanding, get it off the glass and give myself another possession and finish it. And then just cerebral, under pressure with the shot clock winding down. No question about it. Not shot clock, game clock He gets it off and coolly walks to the half.
So our score at halftime, the Duke Blue Devils 49, Wake Forest 23. They were up there around 70% shooting for a big chunk of the half, and we'll be back with the halftime report from Cameron Indoor coming up right after this short break. Boy, we talked about the balmy weather on the beautiful campus here at Duke today. Throughout the state of North Carolina, temperatures soaring into the 70s, and Duke soaring in the first half to a 49-23 lead.
Trey Jones has been special. We talked about his leadership and distribution, leading all scorers with 11, did it beyond the arc, off the bounce, in rhythm with the mid-range. And then Duke's defense, it's long, it's athletic, it's very aggressive. That defense can translate to opportunities in the open floor offensively. Brandon Childress, the lone real star on this roster, is Shawnee Brown out. Has been seeing a healthy amount of double teams. He's been given no daylight. He got absolutely nothing going in that first half. And that's because of that defensive focus. Three-point shooting. Duke with the ball movement allowed Hurt to get an open look. Cassius Stanley, who shoots an incredible percentage. With the ball movement right there, clinical. Ultimately ending up with Joey Baker knocking out a three-point shot. A beautiful thing to watch.
Feels like more than this. They're 6 for 10 beyond the three-point line in the first half. More to come from Cameron Indoor. No two ways about it. The Duke Blue Devils played great basketball in the first 20 minutes. They lead by 26 going to the second half against Wake Forest. Wake did not get a field goal in the last 5:23 of the first half. They turned it over 12 times. Childress did not score a point. And that's a big story. Brandon Childress, 16 points a game. He didn't even
Only took 3 shots in that first half. He's going to have to be more aggressive, especially in Brown's absence here in the second half.
Over the top inside for Carey, and right back at it as he drops in a bucket to get them started. And it gives him 7 points. 51-23. And the cold shooting continues for Wake Forest in the second half. And another basket right on target. Well, Duke coming out firing. Trey Jones has had a really nice night with 13. Childress drawing a lot of attention. Here's Johnson, and he buries that one.
That's a winning play from Childress. He attracted a double team. He knew it was coming. He finds Johnson, who flashes as a receiver. That's executing against this defensive big pressure.
Torrey Johnson has been one bright spot for Wake Forest. He has 11 points.
Chicago kid from a great program in Morgan Park. Knows a lot about winning.
Stanley with shot clock at 7. Goldwire lost the handle on it, turning into a fast break. White will drop in 2.
White's another guy you look at and say, if we're going to try and right this ship in the second half and cut into this deficit, that's a young man who scored 1,000 points at Charlotte and needs to hunt his shot. He needs to provide some sort of lift.
Way downtown, but Hurt with a misfire. If you're Wake Forest, what are you trying to do incrementally in this game to try and at least be representative in the second half?
Be in attack mode offensively, try and get Childress some daylight like you have right there. You need those conversions. But Childress to make decisions with the ball, tracking those double teams, finding teams.
Boy, Jones just shredded the defense. Nobody picked him up, and he burned them. And Manning doesn't like that at all. He gets a timeout. Give him 15.
It's not the kind of communication or effort you want coming out of the gates in the open floor. Who's guarding most important guy? Trey Jones with the basketball. No one. 2 points for Duke.
A little Surfing USA here inside Cameron Indoor. Everybody loves these uniforms, even the mascot.
Oh, yeah, sporting it.
55-27. And Trey Jones has had a really fine night. He scored or assisted on the last 10 Duke points.
He's been really aggressive hunting his shot, too. Picked up in the first half like that. Picked up where he left off for the second half, trying to attack. Really put pressure defensively on Childress.
Returning, wants to win the national championship like his brother. That one swatted out of play by Matthew Hurt, the 6'9" freshman.
A place where Hurt has grown. I love his rebounding, but his aggressive nature defensively through communication, being in the proper place, help side for the denial.
Wake Forest missing Shondi Brown, 6'5" junior, 13 points, but 7 rebounds a game. Big miss as Sarr gets inside for 2. He's tried to pick up the slack. He has 7. And 3 minutes gone here in the second half and a whistle. 55-29 Duke. They'll go against Wright, his first. You know, all 4 coaches on the Wake Forest staff scored over 1,000 points in their college career. Head coach Danny Manning, almost 3,000 as Kansas all-time leading scorer. We talked about Childress' dad, 2,200 points at Wake, and that's going to go down as well. Goldwire with a basket, give him 7. Rex Walters, 1,600 at Kansas. Steve Woodbury, over 1,200 at Kansas. So their coaching staff has a tremendous resume. Some of those guys can still play. Danny talked about a knee replacement. He's got to have the other one replaced too.
Yeah, when we asked him who's the best player on the coaching staff, he said, well, it's definitely not me, not with the surgeries, multiple ones I've had on these legs.
Needs the freshman from the wing. Buries that, 58-32. And a kick out for Hurts. Can't find a range there. Sarr with the rebound.
Nobody picks up the ball.
And a stop by Wright.
Incredible.
He's tried very hard to give them a lift off the bench.
He's arguably their best athlete. A guy who's incredibly bouncy. He's got length and he's got speed in the open floor. On full display there.
Stanley on the attack. That rolls off the iron.
Great pass.
And up and in. A quick strike by Wake Forest.
Somebody's going to be coming off the bench from Duke, no question. To be beat down the floor twice in transition, it's not something we're used to seeing with Duke basketball this season.
A 7-0 run for the Deacons. Carey with the left hand. And a foul with 15:21 to go. Wake trying to fight back.
That's what you want to see. Guys out there trying to compete, right? Nobody wants to commit. Punctuation.
ACC Network will have you covered from New Orleans for the National Championship game Monday. Packer and Durham at 7 a.m. The Huddle crew at 6. And it's the game at 8. Finally, the Huddle back to break it all down post-game. Jordan, you say Clemson. I say Clemson. That sounds like a house job, doesn't it? Because, you know, we're on the ACC Network, but I called 3 of their games this year. You covered them all season long. I think Trevor Lawrence breaking off a 67-yard touchdown run like he did in the national semifinal. I don't think LSU is ready for that, and he has that kind of ability. I think the game's going to be decided on the ground by both of these teams.
Yeah, both teams boast great running games. I'm going with the program that's been in this position for the last 5 years, and I think that they understand what it takes on this stage, and have to fight back versus Ohio State to be tested like that. Beneficial as well.
That's 2 great quarterbacks. Joe Burrow's playing at such a high level right now. Should be a terrific football game. Can't wait for Monday. Nearly slapped away by Goldwire. Shot clock down to 11. Wright trying to tear that one back. And a whistle before the shot. With 15 minutes to go. The foul will go against Jones, his first. 59-36. Wake showing a little bit of life here at last. Wing getting in the game. No travel there. Very well could have blown the whistle. A swing for O'Connell in the corner. And a rare miss from three-point land. I mean, Duke hit everything in sight first half. Made 6 out of 10 from three-point territory. Goldwire trying to go and deflect that. Gets an arm. He'll pick up his third foul. So 3 on Jordan Goldwire, the junior from Norcross, Georgia. Been playing a lot of minutes. Played 36 minutes against Georgia Tech. Right to the paint with the left hand. That's a tough shot.
Very tough shot. Wright is the only guy that's had consistent success in attack mode, drawing those defenders and yet still finishing.
He scored 8 off the bench. O'Connell on the baseline, an airborne pass. Duke bringing the shot clock to 7. Jones will loft it up and knock it down. That's a 3. 18 points for Trey Jones. Heath with a nifty give. That's going to be a near turnover, but a whistle on the play. Duke can't believe it. They thought they had the basketball back.
And that's a tough spot for Neath to put a 7-footer and saw a trail in the play to come to a jump stop, meeting 2 defenders, not violate, and not turn it over. Luckily, they get a whistle there, but a low percentage opportunity.
Number 2 for Trey Jones. Torrey Johnson played quite well, actually, in the first half. You will notice, but he was the one bright spot for Wake Forest. Shot clock at 6. On the spin, Sarr got it. 7-footer.
Sarr needs to get in more pick-and-roll scenarios. Delorier moves better than Carey, so it's a better matchup, but yet still, the offensive skill set of Sarr puts Delorier in a compromising position on the perimeter.
Hey, the way they played here in the second half is the way that Wake wanted to start the game. They're making shots.
Yeah, now they're getting out and running a little bit.
On the bounce feed, Neath. It's denied. Trying to tap it back on the baseline, but it's on the line. And we'll give it back over to the Blue Devils with 12:57 to go. 62-40. Carey Jr. back to the block.
By committee. As Neath calls for it upstairs, gets it on a bounce pass, and there's White, there's Delorier. It looked like both of them got a hand on that one.
O'Connell deflected away by Neath. So Duke on the baseline to put it in play. Coach K in his 40th year here at Duke, 45th season overall. Jones staying hot. 2-pointer to give him 20.
And Jones mid-range. Been on point this evening.
899 wins all time for Duke here at Cameron Indoor. So looking for history tonight and really closing down defensively. This sending all their people at the shooter. Jones again trying to muscle his way inside. No basket. Ted Valentine will wave it off and say no hoop. Carey a moment ago with this block. Look at the elevation here.
Love the defense right here. Carey with him the whole way, and that's Jack White that steps in again, making a play at the rim. And Jack White, a guy who only played 7 minutes versus Georgia Tech. Easy for him to be despondent, come out here, maybe be checked out a little bit. He has given this team a lift.
Carey in the paint. That thuds away. White off the fake. Blocked for the foul. So now the Blue Devils showing some life again, up by 24. Win with his second personal.
As we mentioned, Jack White and his performance out here making plays in different sequences goes back to the conversation I had with Coach K today. He said, you know, look, I know historically you want a rotation of 6, 7, maybe 8 guys. When Moore comes back, that's 10 guys that you've shown a penchant for playing all of them. And he goes, and I said, so what are you going to do, Coach? He goes, I'm playing all of them. Why wouldn't I? With the lift that each guy on this roster has been giving us. There's no guy can pull from it. Us as a team, we're worse off for it. So get ready for 10 guys playing for Duke all the way through March.
Who can all play. Wendell Moore had 17 against Georgetown. Injured right now, that hand injury, but anticipate getting him back. Now 12 minutes to go here at Cameron Indoor. Back up to 26. That was the situation at halftime. Heath off for Sarr. No. White with a one-handed rebound.
We'll carry back to the lineup. Sarr has to get him out on the perimeter.
Jones feeling it. Says he buries a triple. Now Duke with a 7-0 run. And you know that they wouldn't stay flat. They were flat for about 60 seconds. On the outlet, O'Connell went for the slam and a whistle. And back to the triple by Jones moments ago. Sark just recorded his third foul.
Trey Jones, he does it all. Right now we're showing a little bit of his scoring. Pulling up in transition, nothing but net. All night like a set of porch lights.
Guess what? The kids are back in school, and Jordan, they brought props here.
Oh no! I don't know. I don't know about this.
No, this definitely there's an issue with this right here.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Fun with the baby.
Look at the baby. Look at the baby. No!
Drop the baby. 69-40. Duke sailing along and at the foul line. And O'Connell front rims the first one.
Okay, now that's how I like to watch my baby. I like to see it coddled with headphones properly attended to, OB.
Yes. Just adorable.
These reckless undergrads these days. What's going on down there?
I'm not sure.
I know they're crazies, but come on now.
Now she's cradling the baby. Everything's fine. 70-40. And a great night as Duke closes in on 900 all-time wins in this arena at Cameron Indoor. Sarr on the spin will kick it. Here's White. Too long with the three. I mentioned Trey Jones with 21 points. Second most points he's had this season. He had 31 against Georgia State. But tonight doing it in the ACC. O'Connell with a kick here. Boy, the three-point shot has been dynamite. This one by Jack White on the money, give him 9 points. They open up a 73-40 advantage. Neath will drive and score that one and take a foul as well. He'll be at the line.
It's a big-time play for a freshman in terms of the development, the evolution. At 6'3", he's got a good body on him. A guy who can figure to play a bigger piece for these Demon Deacons moving forward. Very patient drive, saw an avenue down that baseline and attacked.
White foul number 1 to put Neath at the line for three-point play. Freshman from Toronto. And it spins out. Battle for the rebound. Knocked away. It's loose. It'll roll out. It'll stay on this end for Wake.
And look, I don't know what the score would have been. Maybe lopsided yet still. But with no Sean D. Brown playing for Wake Forest, albeit it does change the approach for a team that really is a three-headed monster with Childress, Brown, and Sarr. You take away one of those key pieces, arguably your best three-point shooter as well, and you're struggling to find shots against this aggressive defense.
Again, the last time that Wake won here at Cameron Indoor, 1997, thanks to Tim Duncan. 26 points and 14 rebounds.
Rebound in traffic from Carrick. Look at him on the floor.
Kicks back for Baker. Two-pointer. Not there for him.
That's a sequence I'll watch from the blue chipper and celebrate. you grab the rebound in traffic and you bust your tail to get down to the rim, and the defense focuses on you. It allows shooters opportunities on the wing. That's just good, fundamentally sound basketball.
Kind of slither inside Sard. He'll draw the foul. With 9.5 minutes to play. Baker's third. Been a very rough night for Brandon Childress. Came in averaging 16 points a game. He is a 1,000-point scorer at Wake. The senior never won here in this arena. Sar at the line will drop in the first one. It has been tough sledding all evening long for Brandon Childress. He has not scored 0 for 5. He's turned it over 4 times.
And without Brown in the lineup, the sole focal point for this Duke defense was try to get him off of the basketball and make other guys beat you. And he only got off 5 shots, let alone being scoreless. Duke has blitzed all the ball screens to make him give up the basketball, making him a non-factor.
Batted away by White on the theft. They'll try and drive it, and he takes a spill and hit. Foul, 9:13 remaining. Hurt's third. Matthew Hurt, the big freshman.
White went down here with a purpose, slipped. I don't know how much of a foul there was from Hurt. As much as it was just a slip on a wet spot on the floor.
Andrian White, the senior out of Richmond, Virginia. So a non-shooting foul. White's a guy who was a very good performer at Charlotte before coming here. He scored over 1,000 points in his career at Charlotte. And if they're going to make any noise in the conference, they need more probably from him than they've been getting.
Yeah, and he needs to be more aggressive hunting a shot. I mean, he's a catch and shoot guy. So at this point, defense is just making him run off the line, and he's been ineffective. He needs to attack closeouts because of the respect of that three-point shot.
Childress constantly doubled up tonight, got the pass free, and scooped up and in by Mucius, who's been really quiet this evening. He has 4. I guess you could say that about most of the Demon Deacons tonight, that they have been quite silent offensively. Baseline O'Connell, Baker off the fake. And back for him now. He'll knock that one down, the three-pointer for Joey Baker. What a good night with 11. Came in averaging 6.
Good for him to find himself back in double figures. Everybody's still hanging on that Wofford performance of 22 points. For him to get back to being productive, knocking down shots is huge.
O'Connell jumping inside and takes a bump and a foul. 76-46. Next Saturday, an ACC Network Hoops doubleheader for you. First at 1 Eastern. Number 10, FSU taking on Miami. Then at 8 Eastern, number 18, Virginia on the road against Georgia Tech in Atlanta. In Virginia with a wild game against Syracuse. Went overtime. Syracuse scored more points in the overtime in that victory than they did in the entire second half.
And the dagger from Buddy Boeheim from darn near half court when Joe Girard tried to make a play, delivered it to him and knocked it down. That's when you knew it was going to go the Cruises way.
I know before the nap, your epic 3-hour slumber, you watched Louisville and Notre Dame.
Yeah, of course I did. And Notre Dame down the stretch, some head-scratching plays in terms of an opportunity to win it. Didn't think they had anything proper to deliver a basket when they needed one most.
And of course, the huge one today that everyone was watching was North Carolina and Clemson. North Carolina losing to Clemson at Chapel Hill for the first time in 60 tries. They were 0 for 59. Tie up on the deck with 7:50 to go.
I go to sleep for 3 hours, and this is the kind of stuff that happens today?
This is what happens when
Never
you sleep
again,
alone. Never again. Hey, be sure to tune in Tuesday night for some college hoops action. This should be a very good one at 7 Eastern. Number 13 Louisville taking on the Pitt Panthers, who just went into North Carolina and knocked off the Tar Heels. This one at Peterson Event Center. right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app.
A lot of tough guards on that Pittsburgh squad, something that has caused struggle with Louisville. That might be an upset alert game worth watching.
Now just over 7.5 remaining in this one. Duke has been impressive in virtually every phase of the game tonight. White from the wing, off target with a three. They came out and took immediate control of this basketball game, getting shots from every part of the court. Another whistle. 7:19 to go, and foul will go against White, his second.
Coach Manning talked about, look, this has been a tough stretch for Wake, a team that also struggles with turnovers and generating offense right now with Brown out. You don't want to play two of the best defenses in the conference in Florida State and Duke. But Coach Manning was asking for his guys, hopefully, to come out here from the gate ready to play. And Duke, with how they came out offensively, put this one away really in those first couple minutes.
They really did. Yeah, Wake in the middle of a very tough week of games. They just lost to number 10 FSU on Wednesday. Florida State's 14-2. And after Duke, they have a good Virginia Tech team coming up. Deacons do have a victory over top 25 opponent number 23 Xavier. That was by 2 points back in December. Johnson pushes that one off the window and it'll drop in for two. 13-point night for Torrey Johnson. That's more than double his season average. So he has been pretty much the lone bright light tonight. Laurier will kick that one out. Here's Goldwire. Stanley with shot clock winding down to 6. Gets into the paint. That's a tough shot at a difficult angle. He gets it back and he gets thumped. And will be at the line.
Stanley's athleticism on full display. Goes up. The bounce back, that second leaping ability portion is something that really stands out. He can get back up there and jump with the best of them at 6'6".
69% foul shooter. Drains the first one. O'Connell back on. The junior from Roswell, Georgia.
Games like this, obviously you win the games for Duke, so it's huge, but for a team that plays 10, it allows the sample size for those guys to play even more, those 10 guys, to get even more opportunities to mess around with their shot a little bit, gain some confidence there, see the ball go in the basket, to keep all 10 guys engaged because they're all clearly going to be needed through this conference season.
Wright with a pull-up jumper for two. A 10-point night for Sharon Wright. 80-50. And a whistle before the shot here stops the clock at 6:07. Duke just tremendous from the field at 61% from three-point line.
You're not going to beat Duke with those numbers. You're just not. And why I am so enamored with this team this season is we've done a lot of games in this conference. We've seen a lot of teams, some dangerous for certain reasons. Right now, you ask me, it's a three-team race with Louisville and Florida State neck and neck there with Duke. But Duke's ability to consistently get offense separates them from Louisville and Florida State, in my opinion. Now, Louisville can really score, but at times you're standing around watching a star in Jordan Warren get his. Florida State doesn't have the gifted offensive players across the board from 1 to 10 that Duke has. But defensively, what Florida State can give you puts them in the category. It's going to be fun to watch, but Duke can give you 90 to 100 quickly. And that's something that really stands out in a year with such poor offense.
You know, for me, as much as the offense, and certainly tonight, it's been amazing to watch them make shots. This is an outstanding defensive team. And their depth, as we talked about all night long, I mean, up and down the bench. But when you can play defense like these guys, you're in every game.
Yeah. If you ask me my power rankings right now in the conference, you didn't, but I'll ask myself then answer. I'll say Duke is probably at the top. Florida State right there next to them. And then Louisville, in my opinion. That's the 1, 2, 3, which sets the stage next week for a very big Duke-Louisville matchup.
Nationally, Ken Pom has Duke ranked overall #1 in the country. Blue Devils leading the nation in margin of victory, winning by 21 points a game. That's going up. And that's while playing the likes of Kansas and Michigan State. Another turnover here. Here's Stanley. Airborne, yes! With the slam. Well, the most spectacular basket of many for Duke this evening by the airborne Cassius Stanley.
I tell you, he may not be here anymore, but you sure feel like Zion's in the building when Cassius Stanley gets in the open floor. Stanley's higher than Zion's. There's power of Zion, sure, but the fluid athlete, it's like watching a gazelle take flight when Stanley takes air.
Stanley has less 7 points for Duke, so he keeps on playing at a very high level, more ways than one. He'll slice in, give him another basket. He is cooking.
Such a smooth performer.
Right, and a blocking foul against the Blue Devils. 5:07 to play.
There's that defense getting in transition. I like the video tell the story. I mean, he is not from this planet.
He's an awful lot of fun to watch.
It's not human. Not supposed to jump like that.
Right, misfiring on the first one. Baker and White to return for Coach K. And Stanley with a big hand coming off. Lots of smiles.
I'm picking him in the dunk contest whenever he gets to the next one.
Yeah, you're really going on a limb. You're way out there, Jordan. I like his chances of coming away.
I'll go chalk there.
Yes. 85-53. Goldwire on the drive will scoop it up and draw the foul. No basket, but foul against Wake Forest against Johnson, number 3.
Team foul number 10.
So inside the last 5 minutes, as the Blue Devils churn toward their 900th all-time victory in this arena at Cameron Indoor, which just turned 80 years old. It's the one thing they have struggled with tonight is foul shooting. Everything else has clicked at the highest of levels, but not at the line where they are 12 of 24.
And they're learning to perform with life currently without Wendell Moore and have done it admirably in this one. They saw what Georgia Tech potentially could have done if they didn't close that thing out. And they understood this is a Wake team eager to make some noise on this floor from the jump. Duke was letting them know that was not going to be part of the plan this evening. That's what winning teams do. That's what elite teams do. Take away any belief in the inferior opponent.
Rattled in by Jordan Goldwire, the junior, who has gotten himself into double figures, now 10 points. And Blue Devils making a move toward 100 points tonight. They've got time to do that with 4 minutes to play, and 88 up there. Slapped away by O'Connell. And starting to go to the bench really heavily now. Justin Robinson, the 6'9" son of David Robinson, who is here tonight. He's getting a chance to get into the fray here with 4 minutes to go. Great to see David in the house. National Basketball Hall of Famer. Of course, played for Coach K as a member of the original Dream Team.
I don't know if there's a classier person in the building than that guy right there. Sorry, OB.
I'll gladly take second to that man if that's the case. I want to believe that's true. That one tipped out of play. 3:26 to go. It's worth another look. Cassius Stanley going up high, the 6'6" freshman from LA.
He flies like a butterfly. That thing stings.
Well, tonight's player of the game brought to you by Zaxby's. Trey Jones with 23.
Easy selection there. OB, the floor general. He's the leader, and he sets the tone for how this team is going to perform. I went out and said, when Trey Jones is at his best, nobody in this conference can beat Duke. He is at his best this evening, and Wake had no chance. Known as a distributor, a defender, a leader, capable scorer, was an elite scorer this evening in 27 minutes. 23 points, 10 of 15 from the field, 3 triples, 5 assists, and most importantly, 0 turnovers.
For our Zaxby's player of the game, Trey Jones, a very balanced attack, really. Stanley with 16, Baker with 11, Goldwire with 10, White with 9, Carey with 8 points. And Childress, the star for the Demon Deacons, without a point. No points, 0 for 6 shooting. There's Robinson. He's been getting into some games, obviously, the way Duke's been winning. I mean, they've been averaging 21 points a win this season. He's had a chance to hit a couple of buckets. The crowd loves it.
And it's a reward. Look, he's not a guy that scored double figures in the games that the fans want to watch, but he's helping this team get better in practice every day. And that is of incredible importance for a team looking to grow in the season.
Here for Robinson. Jumper on the way by White, won't fall. Rebound tipped down high, and another effort. Robinson will get it way downtown, but a miss. Rebound tipped and controlled by Wake. So Robinson getting a couple of looks under 3 minutes to play. 88 to 55. A very, very impressive performance for the Duke Blue Devils in a thorough beatdown tonight. Is Baker, and the stuff by White. Crowd loves that. They've had plenty to love this evening.
I mean, so many different combinations on alley-oops you could go with. Baker to White fits.
Tremendous hustle here, even with just 2 minutes to go.
I think Coach K loves that.
Yeah, Baker going sprawling.
You're up by 35, diving on the floor. You gotta love this. Athleticism abound on this Duke roster. Joey Baker, Jack White. It's all love.
Duke having a tremendous time tonight. I guess fitting, with history on the line, history to be made. Just 2 minutes, 18 seconds away from putting their 900th victory at Cameron Indoor into the book. And doing it against the rival they have played most frequently in their history, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, at least until they face North Carolina the next time. Here's the kick for Baker, can't connect. And a foul here against Robinson with 1:54 remaining. So Duke about to improve to 15-1 and 5-0 in the ACC. They have certainly been the class of the league, averaging 83 points a game. They've blown past that. And right now ranked number 2 in the country. There are many out there who believe they should be number 1.
And you would hope that this mature squad goes out there, handles business against Clemson, not overlooking that Tigers team before you get up to Louisville, because that is a matchup that's going to have college basketball world focused in on. But you got to handle business on Tuesday at Clemson.
So that's coming up next, and then Louisville, number 13, should be a terrific showdown on January 18 in Miami, Pitt, and Syracuse. So Duke at 90, Cameron Indoor at 80, just celebrating an 80th birthday. And now moments away from 900 all-time wins here for the Blue Devils. And O'Connell's going to be on the line and give it back over to Wake. Only their 8th turnover in the game. last season when Wake came in here, they nearly escaped with an upset victory. They would lose 71-70. A putback rolling off the rim as time expired. And about as different a game as you can get tonight from that one.
Yeah, Coach talks about the fist. All 5 pieces coming together to form that fist, and the strength of all 5 coming together as one with the 5 principles of the program allows them to be special. They formed that fist, and they threw a knockout punch this evening.
Under 1 minute to play. Getting that one off in time, but it didn't touch anything. You know, Duke may not want to give up these uniforms at home. Typically, they're going to wear white, of course, but going with these uniforms tonight, special with the blue look, and those have clicked.
We call that the Duke drip. That's what the young kids are saying out there. That's a good look, those uniforms. Now, I'm telling you, the traditionalists out there aren't going to love it, but it gave them a lift. And when you perform like this offensively, defensively, everybody, collaborative effort, you got to start to wonder, should we wear these things again? I think you're absolutely right.
We come out that hot, we hit everything in sight, play great defense. You blow a rival out of the building in the opening minutes, and you never look back. You're right, you've got to start thinking about it. That Gothic font.
It's very trendy.
Very trendy.
Very 2020. Everything comes back around. You know how trends work.
Well, of course it does. I keep hoping that's the case with my haircut. So, final seconds here, 90-59. They begin to celebrate at Cameron Indoor as they have so many times before. In fact, this will be for the 900th time. 900 wins at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Your final thoughts?
The most impressive total effort from this Duke team this season in a myriad of solid performances, a lesser opponent, but how they handled business from start to finish. Duke is firing from all cylinders, a dangerous squad, and in my opinion, the best in the conference today.
Duke winds up with a big win over Wake Forest, 90-59. Our final score tonight. Blue Devils improving to 15-1, 5-0 in the ACC. And coming up next, the Huddle, CFP Media Day, and coverage from the National Championship site. We say so long from Durham. Thank you for watching History Made Tonight as Duke rolls to a big win over Wake Forest, 900 wins at Cameron Indoor.